Okay guys, this week it is all about donuts. We are looking for the old school classics. We are looking for the Instagram worthy donuts, and we're also looking for the new kids on the block. And we're gonna start right here at Randy's Donuts. Right, before we get into the action, first a word from our sponsors. Today's video is sponsored by the folks at Keurig, who've just launched the Keurig Special Edition K-Café Single Serve Coffee, Latte and Cappuccino Maker, which helps make any house a coffee house. You can use the coffee shot to brew a concentrated shot of coffee and use the dishwasher safe frother to froth up your milk of choice. There's also a great setting for cold frothed milk to make a refreshing iced latte or cappuccino, and the K-Café Coffee House Brewer works with any K-Cup pod, so the options are endless. You can make up coffee, lattes or cappuccinos at the touch of a button. So just brew, froth and enjoy. Head over to Keurig.com and it's available to purchase now. And a big thank you to Keurig for sponsoring this video. Right, I've had my moment of calm. It's time to get on with this donut crawl. This is an interesting donut experience. I'm in line and this is a drive-through donut counter service. Ooh, I see donuts. I have a list. The Texas glazed donut, the Bear Claw donut, one Long John cream filled, and then one buttermilk. Sitting in my car, I can smell this immense sweetness emanating from that window. Really, this place is quite iconic because of the giant donut that sits on the roof, but I'm wondering if it all lives up to the hype. Are the donuts actually good, or is it just a photo opportunity? They have a whole load of souvenirs for sale. Got coffee mugs, postcards, bumper stickers, magnets, hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts and a hoodie, so you know, you can get your full Randy's experience. I'm excited. I think they think I'm crazy. We are sticking a camera in their face though. That's great, thank you very much. Check it out! Proper iconic LA experience. So I didn't really need to do the drive-in because I was gonna park anyway, but I think it's quite part of the experience. I've got a box of donuts, so let's give them a go. Wow. That right there, my friends, is a big box of sugar. I think after this I may need to go on a carb-free diet, but let's wait until the end of the video. What I was most excited about is this beauty. This is probably one of the more iconic donuts here because of the size of it. This is the Texan. It's the donut that ate all the other donuts because it's about twice the size of a normal donut. These donuts are heavy. You can feel that they've been deep fried. They're oily for sure. Oh yeah. It's extremely heavy, it's extremely sweet, but it's wonderfully pillowy and wonderfully doughy. That's what I think of as a classic donut. I'm guessing like places like Dunkin' Donuts looked to Randy's Donuts back in 1962 as inspiration for what the classic American donut should look like. So I'm thrilled this is delivering. This next one is the Long John. It is chocolate glazed and it is cream filled. You can see it's been squirted with a beautiful creme pat style. Let's give it a go. Just look at how ridiculous that is. I mean, it's more cream filled than donut or chocolate glaze, but it's so good. I'm really glad my car is right there because I don't think I'm gonna be able to walk after all this sugar. The menu here is fairly extensive. They have a whole host of different donuts on offer. You've got the classic glazed ones, but you also have beauties like this. This is the Bear Claw. It looks to be glazed with just a sugar glaze, but I'm not sure. I think there's chocolate on the inside of this. Ooh, I was wrong. There's actually a beautiful little pocket of cooked apple. As this is deep fried and they've stuffed it with apple, the edges have gone a little bit caramelized, a little bit crusty. It's basically an apple filling encased in the most pillowy, heavy donut you will ever come across. And these are bloody massive. This box cost me $6. So if you're looking for value for money, this is definitely the place to come. The last one I'm gonna try is this buttermilk one. Ooh. Oh wow. A lot of people recommend this buttermilk one. This is not a pillowy soft donut. This is more of the cake style donut. What you really get is that tang of buttermilk, which is highly different to any of the other softer donuts. This is all about the texture on the outside, and because it's a cake donut and it's been deep fried, you have a lot more texture on the surface here. I feel like my face is fizzing with the amount of sugar from these donuts. If you came here looking for that classic American donut feel, you are gonna get it right here at Randy's Donuts. I can tell you one thing, they are delicious and they deliver on that old school donut front. We started out with what I believe is the classic American style donut, but let's see if we can find some more interesting ones. To choose just 3 places to check out when it comes to donuts in Los Angeles is a very, very hard job, but I feel like what I've chosen are a really good example of what LA has to offer. This place that I want to show you, a huge selection of donuts on offer, and you can also choose your own toppings if you so wish. It also just so happens to be vegan. Not that that matters, and not that I'm vegan, but it's an interesting aspect that they have on their menu. So let's go get some donuts. So this is the place. This is Donut Friend. We came across this at Smorgasburg, which is this big outdoor festival in downtown LA, but I didn't even realize that they actually have a bricks and mortar store right here, about 10 minutes from my house, which is pretty exciting. They have some really great flavors, so let's go in and check them out. The hardest part about coming to Donut Friend is actually choosing what donut to order. You can also actually go over and there's like a stand where they can make up the flavor that you want, and there's a whole load of toppings to choose from. But I do have some favorites. There's a s'mores, which is kind of like a s'mores donut. There's Polar Berry Club. This is Sophie's because it has loads of berries and she loves that. Hi, how are you? Let's go for the Bacon 182 caramel assault. Maybe the Husker Blue and the Fritter Seems Forever, and definitely a s'mores. Did you keep track of that? Because I can't remember any of that. Okay, good. Have a good day. Excuse me. What's going on here? Good. Now, I've done my best to try and get a good selection of what they have to offer here. One thing to notice here is that they both have raised donuts, which are like the yeasted donuts, which are a little bit more kind of pillowy and soft, and then they have the cake donuts, which are kind of more dense and rich. I'm just gonna get into this and try them. I feel like the bacon one is the way to go. This is like a coconut chip bacon, which is like bacon. It's fake bacon, basically. Oh my god. The great thing is just how beautifully they are baked and how beautifully they're fried. This one is one of the raised donuts, so you can see just how beautifully pillowy it is in the center. It doesn't have like the texture of what bacon is, and I love that combination of like salty and sweet. So it doesn't exactly deliver on what I thought it was going to be, but any donut that tastes this good, you can't go too far wrong. Okay. The next one is the Husker Blue, which is basically a berry glazed donut. This is one of the cake donuts, so it's baked, and you can see it's a lot more dense. It's not as light and as pillowy. Oh man. Wow. It's a completely different donut. It has that lovely kind of cinnamony fragrance running through it. It's rich with blueberries, and you can taste it right through the center of the donut and in that intensely sweet glaze on the top. So good. This is one of my favorites. It's so good. I mean, just look at that. It's the s'mores, which is named after, I presume, Morrissey. But it's a cake donut. It's a chocolate cake donut. It's got little bits of marshmallow, and it's got cookie crumbs on the top. And as you can see, it's been torched. So, you know, this is a good thing. Oh man. What I didn't mention there is that chocolate ganache in the center. I mean, you can see it there. It's so rich and intense. The bitterness you get from dark chocolate paired with that intense sweetness you get from marshmallows, and then the little cookie crumble on the top. This is spectacular. This one is the salted caramel one. This is probably, along with the s'mores, this is probably one of my favorites. Teeth-numbingly sweet. It is intensely caramelly, but it also has these like chunky pieces of salt in there, so you have the contrast of the salty and the sweet, and then it's just wrapped and enveloping that gorgeous yeasty donut. This is spectacular. This is probably one of the most pretty ones in Donut Friend. It's the Polar Berry Club. It obviously has very beautiful visible berries, but it also has like a dusting of what looks like dehydrated raspberries over the top, and then a nice little mint leaf, which looks gorgeous. So I'm gonna give this a taste. Wow, that is just gorgeous. What really makes this particular donut is the sweet lemon glaze over the top. You think it's going to be more berry-like, but it's the intensity of the sweetness and this kind of tang and acidity that you get from the lemon glaze over the top that makes this one special. Okay, the next one. This is not the sort of donut I would have ever seen back home in Ireland. This seems to be like a very American one. This is like an apple and cinnamon one. I've never had this one. Oh, God. That is insanely good. It's a really like slapdash donut. This is not going to win any Instagram competitions. It's all about being a little bit rough and ready, but it's all about the flavor. It's got this intense cinnamon hit. It's got this lovely apple sweetness running through it, but the texture from deep frying it and glazing it is just so good. Okay, this is the speculoos one. If you haven't had speculoos, it's this beautiful biscuit. It's kind of like the Nutella of Belgium that they've made into a spread. Here we go. Oh yeah, wow. Gorgeous chocolate glaze, but it's all about that kind of cookie butter in the center, that intensely sweet sort of caramelly flavor that speculoos has. It's so good. The last one, which I have not had before, is the Angry Samoan. It's chocolate based. It looks like there's a caramel topping. Here we go, bottoms up. Wow. It's topped with this like toasted coconut over the top, little bit of chocolate drizzle. It's dipped in a beautiful chocolate sauce that is kind of set, so you get this bite of crunchiness on top, and then you get this like set chocolate part at the bottom. Apparently this is a Girl Scout cookie flavor, and in donut form, it's pretty awesome. So I think the cookie version might be pretty good too. This is not a hard job I have today. All the food tastes really good, and Donut Friend is one that I would highly recommend. You really do get a great selection of donuts, and these ones are vegan as well, so you can't go too far wrong. I'm going to eat the rest of them, and let's go and get some more donuts. I don't think I can take any more. Okay, so this last spot is probably one of the more trendy donut shops in Los Angeles. It's definitely not rough and ready. It's more about the aesthetics, the beauty, and the Instagrammability, and of course the flavors of the donuts. So this is Sidecar, as you can see. It's a beautiful building in Santa Monica, and the interiors of this place is something they've put a lot of effort and thought into. Beautiful tiles, fiddle fern plants, and a really spectacular selection of donuts. So let's go in, let's order some of the best, and let's taste them. Probably one of the most beautiful layouts of donuts you'll ever see. Let's go order. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good. Okay, so I've come with a plan.
All right.
These are the ones I want. Smoked chocolate and pretzel, the maple bacon, and birthday cake.
Great selections. Yeah. Featured flavors, one of our staples with the maple bacon.
Okay.
You got a yeast and you got a cake donut. So you got a little different variety there.
I'm on a mission to find a decent maple bacon one because I've tried a vegan one.
Okay.
I want bacon.
This is great.
Okay.
This is like nice, rich meat, marinate and cook it. You got the nice sweet and savory combination. Texture is perfect with the bacon, nice and crunchy and soft with the donut. I think you're going to be very happy.
You've sold it to me. Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Right,
Awesome. Cheers.
Yeah, take it easy.
Okay. The selection I've gone for is, I would say, some of the big hitters right here at Sidecar. The first is a birthday cake donut, complete with sprinkles. The second is a smoked chocolate and salted pretzel one. And then the third, which I feel like we have to try because I wasn't madly convinced about the vegan version of a maple bacon donut. So this is the real deal. This has actual pieces of bacon. And the great thing about the donuts here is that they cook them all in-house right behind the counter, so you can see everything that's happening. As a brand, they started in the OC and they've expanded to, I think, 3 locations. It's one of the most Instagram donut shops right here in this city. But I want to see if the flavor matches the hype. So this is the birthday cake. Coming from Ireland, this is not a flavor that comes up very regularly. We had birthday cakes, but we certainly didn't have like American style birthday cakes laden with sugar and sprinkles. So this is a new one on me. Oh. They're good. New donuts are fried every single hour, so you're always getting a fresh donut when you come here. And you can taste this is a really fresh one. As a plain donut goes, this is a really great example of being able to taste that batter, taste that dough. I feel like the birthday cake one is a good kind of plain inroads into what Sidecar is all about. Screw the birthday cake, stick with the birthday cake donut. Next one. Now, when I try and figure out what dishes I'm gonna have before I get to a place, I always look at the menu. This one really spoke to me because I like the idea of a chocolate donut. This is a smoked chocolate and a sea salt pretzel donut. You can see that it's a little bit of a darker, so I'm guessing there's a little cocoa powder in there. There's a lovely chocolate glaze, that smoked chocolate glaze, and on top they've got a sprinkle of a little bit of pretzel as well. So I'm gonna try and get a bite with a crunch of pretzel too. Wow. That's like no donut I've tried before. It's really fudgy, and that dark chocolate glaze, it's not really a glaze, it's more like a ganache over the top. It's got a richness and a smokiness from the smoking process, obviously, and that pairs really nicely with that salty, crunchy hit of the pretzel. But it's the overall bite, that experience in your mouth, that crunch, that smooth texture, and then that beautiful, fudgy, dense, cakey donut. Okay, this is gorgeous, but the last one that I'm really excited about is this beauty. Have a look at that. There's actual pieces of maple bacon on top. It smells bacony for sure. And it's actually a little bit bigger than the other donuts here, and it definitely feels a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna try some. See, this is what I was after. Beautiful crispy bits of bacon, salty and a little bit smoky. What's interesting about this one is that it's completely different to the other two. It's a much lighter donut, but it's all about that glaze. It's all about the flavor of that bacon. This is Neiman Ranch bacon, so it's, you know, a high quality ingredient topping a gorgeous donut. The glaze is awesome. It's just a really sweet hit. And you can see the level of skillmanship that has gone into creating something beautiful like this. And you can see, like, the aesthetics of this place. You have to have donuts that match, and this definitely does. I have a few questions about these donuts, so let's go in and meet the chef. So I want to introduce you to Clint, who is the chef here at Sidecar. Good man, chef.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So tell us a little bit about Sidecar and what happens on a day-to-day basis.
Everything you see is fresh. You know,
Okay.
Just to make sure you guys are getting fresh donuts all the time. So we do cake donuts and yeast donuts.
Okay. So how long have you been making donuts?
I've been here since October.
Okay.
So yeah, I love it, man.
So
My
there's-
top 3, 100% huckleberry, butter and salt, and old fashioned.
So none of the ones I went for, but all the more reason to come back.
Yes.
Vince, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is awesome. Let's go. Okay guys, I'm gonna level with you. I was on such a sugar high after all those donuts, I actually forgot to shoot an outro. So here it is. I'm on the set of my new series, Meals and Minutes, and I'm in the kitchen right now. We've just finished filming and the lights are still up, so I thought, let's do it here. That was a pretty epic donut crawl. I feel like I got the classics with Randy's. I feel I got like the new modern take with Sidecar, and then I particularly like those vegan donuts, probably because they're like 10 minutes from my house as well. But overall, a really great example of what the donut scene is like in Los Angeles. If I missed one, make sure you leave me a comment in the box below letting me know where I need to hit up next. Because I feel like I did a lot of research into the best places, but I would love to know if I've missed any and if there's any I need to check out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click that like button, subscribe to this channel, and click that notification bell so that you get a ding every single time a new video arrives. And until then, my friends, happy donut eating, and I'll see you soon. It's a lot. We should have just chosen 4. This is the rule from here on out. Don't get me to eat. Don't get me to order too much.